New at 11. While most local cities are returning to business as usual, that is not the case in Norfolk. While water levels are going down, Norfolk Public Schools will operate on a 2-hour delay tomorrow just to be safe. Norfolk is under a state of emergency until tomorrow morning. After all, the city is extremely prone to flooding. Here's what The Hague looked like just a few hours ago. Angelo Vargas is live there now. And Angelo, have those conditions there improved at all?
Yes, many of the roads are now clear. We're here near The Hague and Mill Street, and the water has come down a lot. Just take a look. The only thing that's left in this area are these small puddles here. We did drive around to some of the flooded prone areas here in Norfolk, and many of the roads are still pretty clear there. But emergency management officials want to remind folks to stay alert and stay out of the flooded areas. Despite countless warnings about driving through high waters, many drivers still ended up stranded on flooded streets in Norfolk.
Just needed to go out, get some supplies.
Jennifer Sotiros thought she could make it through the only road in Bush Street intersection.
Unfortunately, live in a area that floods very easily, so went out, got supplies, took a couple routes, but risked it for the biscuit to go through this intersection because I live right down the street and got almost all the way through the water when cars shut down.
Sotiros wasn't the only driver who took the risk. This SUV was pushed out by a van to higher ground. Sotiros says this was one of the worst floods she experienced.
I've seen it pretty bad on a couple occasions, but this is definitely the worst I've seen it in the 6-7 years that I've lived here.
Norfolk leaders say the local state of emergency will be lifted tomorrow. Emergency crews prepared for historic flooding, but a high tide reaching 6.5 feet never happened, which proved to be wrong.
So my understanding is that what changed was the wind speeds, which had that impact or the effect on where the tides were going to go. But
Norfolk's Emergency Preparedness and Response Director Jim Riddick explains folks should stay alert for tomorrow.
The winds will decrease throughout the day, and we're looking at some decent tides, so we're looking at normal ops tomorrow.
As for Jennifer Sotiros, she warns other drivers to not take the risk when they see flooded streets through the floodwater.
Definitely look for alternate routes if you can and ask for assistance.
Now, Riddick wants to remind folks there could be some potential flooding tomorrow, so they want you to stay away from those flooded areas, but they are monitoring the forecast to see if there's any changes in the weather. Live in Norfolk, Angelo Vargas, 13 News Now.
All right, Angelo, thank you. Norfolk has opened up several parking garages so folks can move their cars to higher ground if needed. You can park in the York, Bank, and Charlotte Street garages along with the Brambleton lot until Wednesday morning at 8. ODU has also opened the Constant Center parking garage. You need to be out of there by tomorrow at 8 a.m.